you're calling.
Think it's going. 2 sec. Sending data. We are live on Twitch. We're live on Facebook. And we're trying to connect with YouTube. The music died. Let's go. Go.
Hello?
Just turn off YouTube for now. We can upload it manually. All right. Welcome. Hello, everyone. Hello, Ada. How are you?
Hello, Ali Dev. How are you? I'm doing good.
Hello, Ada Dev. How are you?
Not yet.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing this beautiful Sunday day?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. Today we are live for the first time, and not the last, hopefully. Ada. So Ada, this channel is about coding, right? It's about girls that code, that never coded before in their life.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. And you don't have any coding experience except like one subject, right?
Yeah, basically, I'm not very interested in this, or I am. I would like to know. I just, it seems very intimidating sometimes. I had this subject at school, and it just felt like it went too fast, and I couldn't understand anything. So I searched on YouTube and other online to try to understand, and I felt it was much easier to understand from that. And I did learn a little bit, but that was like a few years ago, so I don't remember anything. And that was the Python language.
Yeah.
So
Python is a really good language to get started with because you get like you don't have any parentheses, you don't have any semicolons, you just write the code in a very easy to understand language, and then it does the rest. So that's kind of nice.
yes.
I
I still don't remember much, so I don't think that's gonna be too helpful here.
Yeah. No, we will definitely work on your coding skills, and coding is a really nice skill to learn, especially now that everybody's sitting at home in this epidemic. And it's very nice to get some extra cash flow in addition to your job, and it kind of allows you to kind of make your life easier if you have a daily task, whatever task which is redundant, you want to automate it. You could write some code that does that, and then you're saving yourself some time.
And they also tell us at school, like, it's nice to know coding because I study chemistry and biotechnology, and even though that's not an IT science subject, they always tell us it's nice to have some coding skills so that you can automate processes and stuff like that. But I always felt it was a bit intimidating, and I was always wishing that I don't get jobs that require me to know coding. But like now I'm starting to realize that it's very nice to have that skill, and it can be useful in many places, not only there.
Right. No, I agree with you. Tell
me about your background with coding. How did you learn?
How I learned coding, I actually learned it at school in my first year or so, and I was coding microcontrollers, and I've never coded before.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I kind of fell in.
Do you think it was easy to learn from school?
Not from my mentor. I actually learned mostly from YouTube. I found one guy. He's American from Texas, and then he was explaining everything within 4 minutes, 4-minute short videos, and that kind of did it for me. I didn't want to sit in a lecture for 2 hours and then They're just talking. I wanted to kind
I
of
agree.
create things. I wanted to make things. So that's why I didn't really go to that class, but I did very well in it afterwards.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's definitely something to that something I've had some experience. I've been coding for maybe on and off about 6 years now.
That's a lot.
I code a lot in my job to automate
Processes.
processes. Yeah. So I am a fan of coding. Coding could solve a lot of issues, and it could be very profitable if you. I mean, now it's all about software. So if you know how to write software that does things, you could sell it for look at like Elon Musk. He was selling his first software. He was writing it and selling it at the age of like 14 or something. And then he was a co-founder of PayPal, and then he made a bunch of money, and then now he's kind of running one of the most influential companies in the world. And he is he has a coding background. And coding is about it's not about knowing the syntax and stuff like that. It's about solving problems. How it kind of gives you a different perspective on how can you solve issues. How can you solve different problems?
Yeah. So what's your favorite coding language?
So my favorite coding language is the one for web development. I enjoy it a lot, and it's kind of like what you know best. So for me, I do enjoy the web. It's very accessible. Everybody can code it and see it in the browser. So it's definitely my favorite coding language. My favorite coding language is called JavaScript.
Okay.
And it's also one of the most like popular programming languages right now.
Yes, it is.
You have also Python, of course, which is maybe we will go through Python one day. We will maybe learn and try to do things with it. But currently we will be focusing on web development. So
Yes.
how to we will be trying to make
Can
some.
you build websites with this code?
Yeah, we could build applications and you can build websites. Right.
That's very interesting. So say you wouldn't have to purchase a product, a website that's already built. You can build it yourself.
You could build build a website yourself. You could build the whole portfolio. Like if you're creative, like you are, like you have your separate channel where you do makeup, etc. You could basically build a portfolio for yourself. You could sell products. You could do all of that. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that sounds very interesting. And sometimes I think like, oh, it would be so nice and so useful to know those things, but I just feel like it's too much work to learn.
No, it's definitely it needs some discipline. It needs some so you need a mentor. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm here. I will be mentoring you through the code. I will be trying to explain to you things, and eventually you will be creating things by yourself. And
Am I getting a grade?
You want a certificate? Can. Yeah, sure. We can write you one. We could build a website that generates certificates. What about that?
Fake ones? Fake ones?
No, real ones.
Okay.
We could. It could be shelearnscoding.com. That's a domain we already purchased.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Very excited.
Cool. So let's hop into it.
Yes.
So we'll be learning using this tool called VS Code. And before we start, I wanted you to download a couple of things to this extension. As extensions. So what I want you to do, I have a list here of a couple of things I want you to download. So let's fire up VS Code, and then we can download them together.
I have it right here open.
Right, good. So if you click on extensions here, this is the extensions tab. Yeah. Let me see. Here we go. And then I would like you to. We will not be downloading Vim. I would like you to download an extension called Prettier.
Prettier.
Yeah.
Interesting name.
Yeah. It will be helping you to format the code, so it's a bit easier to. Yeah, it's just easier to read. So you don't need to worry about indentation, etc.
Okay.
So go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I think I did that.
Okay, cool. And then we will also be downloading auto name tag. This is also a nice little extension that.
Which does what?
So when you're writing code, like say HTML,
Auto rename tag or name tag.
Auto rename tag. So if you like write like p tag for paragraph, and then you could just make it an h1, and then it does it on both sides. You don't need to go click it. So this is
like if you have a variable, then it highlights all of them throughout the code.
Yeah, it highlights the for HTML for the web. We'll be talking about like which languages we'll be learning and what is the web and etc. But we'll also be downloading another nice one called brackets pair colorizer. This one it helps you. It colors the brackets so you could see differences, because the language will be having different colors, especially JavaScript. When we start writing JavaScript, then we want this extension. And then lastly, I would like you to download VS Code icons, which is a nice. So if you click here on the Explorer.
Explorer, yeah.
Yeah, and you see there's like an icon here, like I don't know. You probably have a different one. So if you
one HTML.
Yeah. So if you go into the download this one, it will give you some nice icons. So it's kind of nice. It will give you an icon for everything. For every file, a different type. It will give you like its own little icon. VS Code icons. You good?
Nope.
What are you missing?
A second. Yes, okay. Install. And what was the previous one you said?
The previous one was bracket pair colorizer. Bracket pair.
Find that.
Yeah.
Alright. I think I'm ready.
Okay, nice. And we'll be coding together. As you've already jumped in. Nice. So I'm gonna just hide this for a second. This one, and then cool. So let's talk about the languages we will be learning. I can probably show you a couple of things as well. Excusez. Let's see. There we go. I just need to make a small change. There we go. Yeah, now we're sharing something. I don't want to. Yep, here we go. Now it's good. Great. So now we want to talk about the languages of the internet. So the first language we have, we can just actually type it in as you're saying. So HTML is the first language we'll be learning. HTML is the structure of websites. So every website has the data, how it's structured, is HTML. So you need to know
websites?
all websites,
Okay.
every single website.
So to create a website, you can only use HTML?
To create a website, you would need to
Can you use other codes? Language?
well, you could code it in other languages, but it will need to be translated into HTML at some point.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of the language of the internet. All websites will be coded. So HTML doesn't do anything. It's not moving things. It's just static. We will be looking at some code. So that's the first language we will be learning, and the second language is called CSS, which is like styles on the internet.
What about HTML? What does it stand for?
So these two languages, HTML stands for Hypertext Markdown Language. That's what it stands for.
I know that.
Yeah. Hypertext Markdown Language. So it's just like, it has some definitions. If you want to make a header, if you want to make a paragraph, if you want to make a subtitle, etc., a table, it has some like predefinitions for that. And then it's just very limited. So there's this extension to it. You could think about it. It's called CSS. And these two together, they work together. CSS is the styling of the website. So the colors, the margins, the padding, the how things are aligned, etc. It's all CSS. And then lastly, we have JavaScript. And JavaScript is the brains.
Okay.
So you
combine all of those three?
Yeah. So these are the looks, and this is the kind of like, we could think about it as the data.
So this program that we're using now, the Visual Studio.
Yeah.
Right. Does it recognize the language itself, or you can only use HTML? How does it work?
It kind of uses it's a text editor from Microsoft.
Okay.
So it's it does recognize the language you're writing in. You just need to write the extension for it, and then it recognizes it.
Yeah.
So now
that's why we named everything .html.
Yeah. Okay. So we .html. If I open up the file explorer, you see it here, .html, and then it knows it's an HTML file. If I write, so now it kind of recognizes all of the syntax, etc. Yeah, exactly. So let's look at the website and see how it's structured. Let's find a familiar website we're all familiar with. Let's get Google. There we go. Just resizing it. There we go. So Google. There we go, Google. So now you see it, right? So Google is a nice starting point. It has like an input field where you can type in things. List. And it has two buttons. And it has like a logo, a picture. And it has like these links on top. So if you want to look to the code of any website, you just right click, and then you can say view page source. This works in all browsers.
Okay.
And then you get this nasty code, which is
HTML.
Yeah, it's a combination of everything.
Do you expect me to write like that?
No.
Okay.
So let's I'm just gonna make a new file, call it 2HTML, and I'm just gonna paste in everything I copied there, so it's easier to read, and then I will format it with Prettier, the thing we downloaded. So it's not, well, this website is kind of, it's really hard to, it's a very advanced website, it's a website that is used by, so it's a website that is used by everyone in the world. So it's kind of, you see, it's written in a,
do you understand the coding?
no, this is JavaScript. So it's what's called minified. So they basically took everything that makes sense and to make it very small, compact in size. So it's very hard to understand this code. So you like normal code you would be working on, it will not be like this.
Okay.
Let's go to something better. Let's go to bbc.com. Now we are on bbc.com. Let's zoom in and zoom out a little bit. There we go. So this website here, let's see how it's formatted. It's just giving you welcome to bbc.com and Sunday, and then there's some pictures. Right? So let's look at the source code for this one. View, right click, and then say, instead of writing view source code, we're going to write inspect element, which is going to open up this.
I've seen that page before.
Yeah, it's this built-in program that kind of helps you interpret the code. So I'm just going to move this a little bit to the right so you can see it. And now you see how this on the left you have the code, the HTML code, and here you have so it starts with something called HTML. This is a tag. This is called a tag. And then it says head. This is a different tag. And then it says body, which is a different tag. And then at the end it just closes the HTML tag. So every tag, it has an opening and a closing, and they're similar. So let's see. So if I write HTML,
you have to.
So it's matching, It says starting and a closing.
Closing, yeah.
Yeah, that's how it is. So I have installed some snippets. So it's like code which is already ready to go. It's like 2-click, because you don't want to write it again and again. So I'm just gonna put a snippet for like a basic website. And all websites, they start with this code. You don't need to know it. You don't need to go into the details of it. So every single website, it has this structure. And HTML is like a tree structure. So it's starting with, let me see if I formatted this document with Beautify. No, it does nothing. So it starts with this tag called doctype HTML. It's just meaning that this is an HTML file. And then it's saying HTML, the language is, the website language is going to be English. It helps your computer when it logs in. It kind of it tells it, okay, this is an English website. So use the English language on it. Then it has this thing called head. In the head you could put like tracking code. You could put the scaling, the browser, if you're on phone and everything. So this is also something we like don't see. All of this code is something we don't see when we open the website. And the only thing we see here is something called title. So this is the title which shows up in the bar on top. We'll be seeing it. So so on the tab, on the Chrome tab, it says like a title. This is the title. This is where it gets that thing from, the name. And then everything we'll be doing will be mostly in this body tag, which is like the website. The body is the website. Okay. So,
So what's before that doesn't show in the actual website?
this head.
Yes,
Yeah.
only in the title.
So this is all of this does not show in the website itself. It's just for the browser to know some details. Like the browser knows a lot of details. It knows like the size of the screen you're looking at, the type of phone or device. It knows if you're using a Mac or Windows. It knows a lot of details, and it gets that from mostly from what you write in here, as well as a programming interface that when you log into a website, the browser has to tell it some things, or your computer tells the browser some things. But that's more advanced. So what we will be doing now,
That's basic.
Yeah. So what we'll be learning in this lesson, we'll just be making a couple of tags, HTML tags.
Like at school, we started like print hello, and then suddenly it became something like very complicated. I don't know. I blinked and everything was too complicated afterwards.
Yeah. That sounds like it's gonna be here.
No.
So let's try to let's try to if you see where I am right now, if you
HTML2.
Yeah, I'm at the second file.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you jump into line 11 and type in hello world, that's a nice thing to write in the start.
I should write it?
Yeah. You're the one who's going to be coding. I'm just going to be showing.
What was I supposed to write?
Hello world.
Okay, here.
Hello, my name is Ada. My name is Ada. Okay, cool.
Okay, save it.
Yeah, you're going to save it. And then I'm just going to open this in live server. So I'm just going to open share. Yeah, open with live server. So like this. So as you can see here.
Oh, there it is.
You've created a website. And
Wow.
hello, my name's Ada.
Go visit it, everybody.
Yeah. So this is currently running on your own computer. It's not open for the world.
Okay. Why?
Because we haven't uploaded it to a server yet. So it's just running on your own computer. So now, if I view the website code, you see it has this thing we typed in.
We also have.
Yeah.
But what's the rest of it?
CSS body, and it says here code injected by live server. So it's this plugin we're using. It's just injecting some code to allow us to use this refresh possibility.
I see.
Yeah. So now let's format this. I want this to be like a header. So what we will be doing is we will be there is this thing called let me grab it for you from W3 School. There we go. So all of the tags you can possibly use are in this website.
Okay. Kind of a library?
Yeah, it's kind of a library, you could say. So this, you remember this one we saw in the beginning, doc type. So this is here, and you have a lot of them, a lot of tags. You have like an iframe, HTML, defines, and each one does a different thing.
Do you remember most of them?
No, you just need to know the basics. So the basics are like, for example, headings. This is something you use a lot. It's from H1 to H6, depending on the size, of course, and what comes first. So since we don't have a heading before, we will be making an H1, a header, an H1 tag. So if you put this inside of an H1, can you do that?
Let's see. Okay. But this is supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Why didn't it come?
So you need to move this part inside.
You told me not to use my mouse. I cannot.
You can use your mouse. It's fine. In the beginning, you can just use your mouse, highlight it, and then copy it. Copy and paste it.
It doesn't work. Yes, there. Did it work?
Yeah. So now if you save it.
Yes.
There you go. You saved it. And then I'm just going to open the website again. Where is it? No?
Closed it?
No, it's still here. There we go. So now you got like very nice formatting now. Hello, my name is Ada.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bigger.
Yeah, it's bigger now. Try to change the
Can
tag.
we decide how big?
Try to change the tag into something like, for example, if you make it H2 instead.
Okay, let's see. So if I do this, would I do both of them?
Yeah, because we downloaded that plugin.
Ah, nice. Okay, save.
So now it refreshed, and you can try the H6, for example. H6.
So it gets smaller?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get it?
What happened? Yes.
Yeah, see how small it got.
Wow, that was very small.
Cool.
But is it bold because this is a header?
Yeah. So it's you have something called like it's out of the box. You get it with all browsers. There's some formatting, some styling, and H1 is like a big one, and H2. Once we get into CSS, we will be learning how to make it the size and the color we want. But for now, we're gonna be learning the structure. But make it an H1 first. Change it back, and then we could.
Why did it come?
You wrote in H1 AIDA. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Okay.
There you go. Good. Now it's you save it and then it's updated. So now I want right underneath this. I want you to use a different tag. It's called a paragraph. P, and it's like this. It's like P. So if you write a then inside you start typing in something. So write something about yourself. Yeah, and see it updated right away. It says, "Hey, my name is Ada. I'm learning to code." So now
you learn to code.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn to code, coding. So you see, you build the website basically.
Wow.
Yeah, and now
I'm gonna sell it for 1 million.
Ooh, lots of money. The monies, you want the monies?
Who's interested?
Yeah. You think Elon Musk will buy this?
I'm sure.
Elon?
He would at least ask me to work for him.
I think so.
Yes.
Definitely.
You ready to move to California?
Yeah, I think we need a couple of more lessons before we do that.
Couple more decades to get to that level.
Yeah. So now I feel like you're gonna understand like HTML. This is how it's structured.
Yeah, the basic. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the basic now. And now what we could do. Let me see. I mean, you don't need to go into more detail.
What we're doing right now, we can only write stuff in this website. Can we make this website do other stuff, like, I don't know, play videos or something?
Yeah. And for that, we would.
So it's not just text.
Yeah, we could try that. We could try it to show. That's a nice way of learning some more code. We will.
I take it back.
We will write. So now we have written some text, and now what we could do, we could make it show an image, and we do that with a special tag. It's called image. And then you need to tell it where the image is stored. So you write this thing called source, and it tells it where the image is stored. Too complicated. Yeah. And then we just write let's see. Let's try to find an image of a garden. Okay. This is, when you select it, it would say. So that's it. Mm-hmm. That's what you need for it to show an image. So now it just says garden, and it shows nothing because we don't have an image of a garden. So
where is he's going to search for the garden image?
So I will
in our computer.
Yeah. So what I will go ahead and do, I will just drop in this image of a garden, and I will just change it to garden. So it's searching in this directory you have opened. So now, it just says G. I'll just say garden.ping. Mm-hmm. And now if I just type in garden, it's auto-completing for me, so it's very nice. And now you see we displayed an image of a garden. Let me just lift it up a little bit. Cute. Yeah.
You could have found a more impressive garden.
And then you see that tag? It's called alt.
Yes. What does that do?
It says actually here, it defines alternative text description of the image. So when you kind of put in your mouse on top of it, or if somebody is like, they're blind, they need this software that reads everything for them, that software would read Okay. So
do you have to have it there?
Image of the garden. So this is called accessibility. When you're making a website, you want to make it like accessible for people.
Okay, that's cool.
So this is we imported our first image.
Would the picture work without this is an image of a garden without the alt?
Yeah, it would. I think so. Let's try it. So if you just delete this code and then show it again, it's working. But now you're kind of like not making it very accessible for people. So we're just gonna Control Z and then we undo. So this is an image. Do you want to do any you have a lot of tags which you can use, but these are the basic ones. Like you have like a header, and you have a paragraph, and you have an image.
Do you have different tags that do the same thing? Like if you forget one, then you can use another one, or does it go to the person's style, what they prefer to use, or you just should learn what it is?
So you have different tags that kind of do the same thing, but what we are learning here is called HTML5. Okay. And HTML5 is the language. Let me show you. It's the language of the modern internet. So let me see here if I show you HTML5. So this is it started with basic HTML, and basic HTML didn't have a lot of tags. But then HTML5 just introduced a lot of things that before we didn't have. It's kind of like 6 years ago or something. It's the standard of like writing websites, and
it's more updated.
Yeah. So and here in this HTML5, you have these new tags like a main tag, a section tag, an article tag, a header tag, a footer tag. So if we try here, let's try to make a footer for your website. So what I would like you to do here, I would like you to create a footer tag.
How do I do that?
So you just open a tag and say footer, and type in footer. So on line 15. Yeah. And open something and write footer. And then close it.
Like this?
Yeah. And then I want you to jump inside. And then type in made by Ada.
Let's see.
Yeah, and let's see how it looks. Did you save it?
Yes. Pretty sure I did.
See? Now you got it.
If you lift it a bit. Okay.
Yeah. Now there's no styling on it, but when you use this tag, you're kind of telling the browser that, hey, this is a footer. This is called semantic. So semantic is when it makes like it's something you could say and it makes sense. So it's like when you're describing a footer, then you could just you could call it a footer, because before we had this thing called div, or we still have it and we use it a lot. Div is just a container. So what it means is that, like, if I write a div tag here and I call it another footer, and then there's question mark, and then if you see here, it just did the same thing. Yeah, it looks the same thing, but if you have like accessibility software, the accessibility software would actually look into that, like, okay, this would make more sense to it because it knows that this is a footer, but it does not know what this is. It's just some text.
What does div stand for?
Div is just like a container. It's a tag which we're gonna use a lot. It just means a container, so it kind of like contains this. You know, I told you everything is contained by something, and this is just like containing.
But couldn't we just have it inside a P paragraph?
You could have it inside of a P. Yeah, sure, P, and then it looks like that. But is it a paragraph? It's not a paragraph. A paragraph is something you have inside of an article, right? So this is, I mean, let's try something. So this part here, the first 3 lines, I would like you to put them inside of an article tag.
How?
Yeah, you just open up an article tag. Yeah. And then the ending of you have the opening, yeah, and the ending
should be here.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. You save it? And nothing happened, right? But now your code is more structured. Now it's like the browser knows it's inside of an article, and it's kind of indented in a nice way, because when I saved it now, it's just pushed everything inside of this, like, you have this container on top, it's the parent, and then you have what's inside of it. And look at this. Now you could just kind of close it. See?
Did you push it? Yeah.
This formatter we installed earlier, Prettyfy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of pushed it, so it makes it more easy to use.
To read.
Yeah. So now it's much easier to read, and you kind of get it that this is the top container and this is the one before it. So it's like, this is what we mean by tree structure. It's like something inside of something, something inside of something. Yeah. This is HTML. This is what HTML does. It kind of makes it put data inside of data inside of data, but it doesn't do any styling for our data. So do you feel like you're comfortable with this now?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So now let's look into, I mean, we need to learn some basics, and then we need to start making these cool apps and everything. So we will, one of the apps we will start with is creating a to-do list. But before we do that, let's just get comfortable with coding and learning the basics. So this is, now you know that this is HTML, right?
Yep.
Now let's look into what the CSS can do for us. So CSS is just the way websites are formatted, right? So I'm just gonna what we're gonna do, exactly like HTML. I'm just gonna grab your website. Exactly like HTML, CSS has a lot of commands. and it starts with this. It starts with the selector. So you tell it what you want to select. Like you tell it, I want to select paragraph. I want to select.
Select. What do you mean by select?
Like you want to do some styling to something, right? And you tell it what you want to select, like what you want to change the style on. This is called the selector.
Okay.
Get it?
It's H1.
Yeah. So for example, in this example, this is called H1. So this is the what you want to select. This is the selector. And now, after that, you have the declaration, what you want to do. And there you could use the commands from CSS. You could use like color, which is a language, like a command that the browser understands. If you say color blue, it will become blue. Get it?
Yep.
So let's try to... this is a website that has some... free CSS templates. Let's see. Try it yourself. Let's try to import something. Yeah.
What is that?
Let's try to make a new file called. Let's try to make a new file here. So I just want you to right click and make a new file. Call it style.css.
I don't think I can.
Yeah, you could just right click.
Yeah, but it says for me add folder to workshop.
Okay,
I don't get that.
Okay, I'm just gonna write it. Style.css. Okay, so
Yes.
now we made a CSS file, and if you look here, it's right.
Why does it is mine comes with hashtag?
We will look into that. What do you mean by hashtag? It's just like the icon, you mean?
Yes.
Okay. So did you download that extension called VS Code Icons?
I think I did.
VS Code Icons. VS Code Icons.
I think I did.
Check this one, because this one is the one which is making it nice, like a different icon.
Yes, it is installed.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe it's because you're on Windows and I'm on Mac.
Okay, probably.
Probably. So now what I will do in this file we're working on, in this head part, you tell it what you want to import. So there is this special tag called link, and this one it makes you import files. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna import something called style.css, the file I made, and now
into HTML.
Yeah, into the HTML file. And what this does, it's when this website is loaded, it kind of also adds the content of this file.
The code that you have in there. Okay.
Yeah. So now
this is how you integrate 3 different languages in one website.
Yeah. So if
Cool.
So what I want you to do now, I want you to kind of take this style file here and then just pop it right here, like drag and drop it. Then I think you can go to there is this view, and let me see, editor, yeah, split down, editor, view, editor, layout, split down. That's what it's called on my side. Never mind. I think it's just let's just go into the file. Never mind. Okay?
Yep.
So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna make this first tag we made, like your name. My name is Ada. We want to make it a different color.
All right.
Okay, so this, what tag is it?
Title? No.
H1.
Title, header.
Yeah.
Yeah?
H1. So what you write here, to start to select it, you would write H1, and then you would open these parentheses
in CSS.
In the CSS file.
Okay, but we could do it in the HTML code too, right?
No, because we want to separate it. Because
Okay.
we want like to have the styling one place, and we want to have
Okay, I see.
the data one place, and we want to have the code, the logic one place. It just
Mhm.
makes it easier to maintain. So now we're writing inside of this style.css. So if you jump into this one,
Yes, I am there.
yeah,
What should I write?
and I want you to write color. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't need to have the brackets.
No,
Okay, cool.
it's a different type of syntax.
Language.
Yeah,
Color.
and then you can just type in a color.
Pink.
Yeah, save it.
Okay. No. What happened?
You're writing a lot of semicolons. You just need one.
What I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, just write color and then write pink. Then semicolon.
Okay. This one?
Yeah,
Okay, and save.
and save.
Can I see?
So now you made it pink.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So that's
That's cool. So it's reading the other file into the code.
Exactly.
That's advanced for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, it's really advanced. You
It's
know.
probably very basic for you.
No. This is really advanced. This is actually very advanced because it's very simple, but at the same time, it's this is how we solve a lot of issues. Because now you could just basically make a website and then you write data. You have the HTML, the data, and then you have the styling, and then afterwards you can just add buttons and build in logic and all of that, which is then it's very advanced. But now,
But what do you mean by logic?
the logic is like if you click a button, something happens, right? Like
Command.
yeah.
Yeah.
So now you made that. That's nice.
Mhm.
And for this,
I like the pink.
let's try to center everything in the middle of the website.
And that's going into the style again.
So if we want to center everything, what we will do is we will select the main the parent parent tag is here. That one is called body currently. So what I want you to do, I want you to, instead of just kind of write the same thing, but just select the body. So you start by writing the word body. Just write body here.
Here? Why?
Because we're gonna select the body. And then open the parentheses.
This?
No, it's the other one, but I can just write it in for you. It's okay.
Yes.
Until you
We'll
kind
go
of
faster.
yeah.
Brackets.
Yeah. And let's see if we can align everything. So there's this command called text align. If you type that in. No, it needs to be inside of the.
Sorry. Okay. Which one?
Text align. Yeah, no, it's 2 times.
There.
Okay, and then go into this one. Yeah, just write center.
There's
I
so
think.
many brackets, semicolons and stuff.
Yeah, just one. I don't know. You're writing a lot. Let's see.
Center.
Yeah, then save it.
Yay!
See what you did here.
It worked.
You made everything in the middle of the website.
It's becoming such a pretty website.
Yeah. Now what I want you to do. This is made by Ada. It's kind of.
What?
It's kind of like it's supposed to be like on the bottom, right?
Footer, yeah.
So there is this syntax for making it all the way on the bottom. So what you would do is in this file and in this style.css, I want you to select the footer this time.
But how in the CSS?
So the footer has a tag called footer. So you just write footer.
Okay, wait. Okay, so this is basically we take whatever we have in the HTML code, the title of the thing, like h1 and body or footer, and then we change it here.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not a new code.
No. You style it here, and then you just, kind of, footer. And then I'm just going to open the bracket for you because you don't know where that is. And then what I'm going to do here now is I'm just going to copy in a snippet for some code. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. And then, so this snippet, I'm just getting it online. I'll explain it to you in a second. And if you see the website now,
this is where I start to kind of lose track of things.
Yeah, I get it. But
why do you coders do that always? Like, oh, let's put a small thing and I'll explain it later, and then you never go back and explain it, and then I give up coding.
Yeah, we will explain it. Don't worry. But you see what happened? We are interested in the result. So the result here.
Why is there a line?
Yeah.
Yellow line.
So you mean the red line?
No, I don't. No, never mind.
Yeah. So what we did here is we added this thing called position fixed. So it's just fixing the position, and then we're saying on the left, on the bottom, just make it 0 so it doesn't like the margin, the spacing, and then take the whole width, and then we're saying the background color red, which is making it red. So we can delete this one. We don't want the background to be color red, and we don't want the color even, and we don't even want to align it. So we just want these. So
basically, being a coder means you copy paste stuff.
Yeah, you copy and paste stuff.
I can do that
until you need to know what to copy and paste.
That's the problem.
Yeah, definitely. So once you get more advanced, you will be writing your own code. But usually, you just like using somebody else's code. But you just what you want, and you just have to find it and put it in.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds easy.
Yeah. So this was our first lesson. We did the HTML. We did CSS.
Beautiful website.
Yeah, we built a website. So I hope you're happy with that.
I am. I especially like the pink color.
Yeah. Good job on that.
Let's go.
Cool.
Let's see next time. Hopefully I remember this.
Yeah, hopefully. So.
But you know what? I think you explained everything in a nice way that I understand. Quite basic yet. It's just that sometimes I feel like, okay, I learned the basic, just like I did with Python. I learned the basic and I understand them. But then if I'm trying to do something, it suddenly gets so complicated, and then I lose track of things. So hopefully I'll I'll understand things along the whole way, not only in the beginning. So.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, no, that's why we're together. So we're a good team.
Cool.
Oh,
Thank you.
Talk to you next time.
What do I owe you?
A dinner.
Ugh. Yeah. All right.
See you later.
Thank you for having me, or I'm having you. This is my channel.
Thank you, Alda.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching, whoever was watching. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.